Thomas, welcome. And I
Thank
see you brought your lovely daughters with you. And tell us a little bit about you and what you're running about.
Hey, I'm Thomas Spence, and I'm running for Florence City Council District 5. We've lived in the community of District 5 for 27 years.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of things grow, things go away, and it's very important to me about community. Very, very passionate about that and where we live and where we serve. And that is a big part of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Doing this for.
Good deal. Well, tell us about your daughters, and because they look a whole lot better than me and you. So why don't you introduce
That's right.
introduce them and tell us a little bit about your daughters.
Okay. Katie is on the far left. She is the oldest, 34, and she's married to Jason Arnold. And they have, we have a grand dog named River, and her nickname is Rivy. We call her Rivy.
Okay.
And Natalie is our middle child. She's in the middle right here, and she's actually 30, and she's in a different line of work. I'll go back and say that Katie is a school teacher.
Okay.
And loves her kids and very responsible in that and leading. Mm-hmm. And Natalie is in sales and works on a different area in her life. And then the baby is right next to me. It's Molly. She's 27, and she's also a kindergarten teacher.
Okay.
In the community.
Well, very good.
Florence.
Great to have you here.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
Your dad recommended, he's like, can I have my daughters with me? And I'm like, hey, listen, better than two ugly guys just talking here. So, but no, we all, full transparency, we all go to church together for the most part. And so I've got to know a lot of y'all through that. So, all right. So who's the funniest out of the group? Who's the most maybe practical joker, or the one likes to, not you, out of the girls?
Yeah. What I actually had to say, Molly, right here next to me. Natalie comes in second.
Wow.
Poor baby.
Okay.
But
Definitely me.
yeah.
Definitely you. Okay.
Definitely.
Good deal. Good
And he
deal.
likes to say that I get it from him.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's more natural, but we'll say it comes from him.
But you can always, when she's joking, even when she was younger, I said she shouldn't even went to college. She should have auditioned for Saturday Night Live,
He just
and she would have won a spot on it.
Well, good
She'd
deal.
probably still be there. She'd probably be in movies.
There you go. So you have acting to fall back
comedian.
on.
yeah, exactly.
Good deal.
I can always do that later in life.
There you go. There you go. Sure, working with little kids, you almost have to have that kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can make it up. It's always something fun.
All right. Let's see here. So
Oh, I forgot to mention something.
go ahead.
Oh yes.
I forgot to mention my other grand dog,
Okay.
Penny Sue. That's Molly's dog.
Okay.
She's 4 months old. So.
4 months old.
She did.
Oh, I don't envy you at all.
Yeah, I finally see the end of the light, like the tunnel. We're getting out of the puppy stage.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. That is
He's a great granddad. We call him Pops.
Pops. Do they all like you?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's definitely fave.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, girls. Let me ask you this question, since your daddy's running for the District 5 seat in City Council. What's something that the people of Florence, that you'd like the people of Florence to know about your daddy? Let's hear what each one of you had to say about that. Is there anything you'd like to?
He's a hard worker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I would say he is a goofball. He's a kid at heart. He doesn't take stuff too serious. He likes to just bring light to everything.
I definitely understand that.
Yes.
Been around him enough to know that's definitely true. So,
Yes.
I would say that he leads with love would be one of his best qualities, and just what would be a great representative on a council seat is he sees everybody as equal and as people, and not just you know, a political gain or just to, you know, to look good for appearance. I would say that he truly loves people so hard and wants to serve them well, and so I feel like that would be a great contribution to the city council.
All right, Thomas, 3 daughters. I don't know. I've got one, and she's 12 going on 24, and I can't imagine 3 of them. What's something that raising 3 daughters has taught you in life that you weren't prepared for?
Well, raising 3 girls has been a totally different thing, and I've been told I'm a great girl dad, and I own that and take that
have to be
to heart.
right?
Yes.
But I think a big part of is listening. I think that is something that, you know, with the citizens of Florence, that is something you're going to have to do. You're going to have to listen to the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is, and help to find resolutions for the community, for the district, whatever it may be. But I think the key word is listening, and I think that's something I've done very well with our daughters, and the independence that they have on their own, and what they've established has been very important to my wife and I.
Good deal. Good deal. You didn't mention your wife. You wanna mention your wife?
Wife is Karen Spence. She is a behind the scenes person, but she'll do anything and has the servant heart bigger than anyone.
That's good.
She loves people as well and will do anything for anyone
Good deal. Good
and
deal.
her family.
Well, good deal. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me interview the girls so that we don't feel pressure with you sitting right there. We'll do that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, ladies. So let's see. But you go ahead and tell me about yourselves real quick here. Go ahead and, I know your dad's already introduced you, but go ahead and tell your names again. That way they know which one's
Yeah.
who. But
You want me to start?
go ahead.
I'm Molly. I am the baby of the family. I'm 27 years old. I have lived in Florence my whole life, lived in District 5. I'm a school teacher.
Okay.
I work for Florence City Schools. I teach kindergarten, which is so fun and so
sure it is.
exciting. Yes, it is. And I've been doing it for 4.5 years.
Good deal.
So, yeah, and I enjoy it. I always have, you know, something to say and mold these children and just shaping our generation and loving these kids, pouring into these kids, and just giving it my all.
I think, thinking back, I think of the teachers that I can remember, my kindergarten teacher was one I ever
Yes,
the
yes.
most. And so it's,
I remember mine vaguely, which, funny story is, I teach directly across the hall from where I went to kindergarten.
really.
So it's just like a sentimental thing and giving back to the school system that gave to me.
Good
So,
deal.
yeah.
Good deal.
And that's me.
I'm Natalie. I'm the middle child. I have a marketing degree. I followed my dad's footsteps in that. And I'm a personal assistant right now.
Good deal. Good deal.
I'm Katie. I am married to Jason. It's my husband, Jason Arnold, and I am 34 years old, and I'm also in the education world. I am a special education teacher, so it looks a little different than just a kindergarten classroom day to day.
Oh, yeah.
So it's something new every day. But this year specifically, I'm working with kind of the kindergarten, first grade age range, and I've been in education about 11 and a half years. So
But sure,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
kindergarten was rough enough, but I
yeah,
that's
add an next level. Yeah.
take an extra.
But it's rewarding. I like the challenge of, you know, sometimes those kids or kids in general get looked at as the hard kids, or how are we going to break through, they just learn differently, and I just feel like that's the challenge, and just that's more rewarding is when that kind of light bulb switches and they have that breakthrough.
All right, so you said there's a lot of talk at the dinner table.
Yeah.
So
Teacher talk.
is there anything that prompted either one of you two to go into the school realm, or is
Yeah. Not really. My bachelor's degree is in speech pathology, so I kind of went that route and did that for some time in my career. And then I got a master's in special education, and then I actually have my educational specialist degree in teacher leadership from UNA. And so I've kind of dabbled in that, and so I just feel like it's just been new degree, new challenges, and just in the world of education, it's just nice to be able to have different avenues to kind of work in. And so I started in one area, and then I've just kind of progressively done different things and worked my way through in other areas in the field.
Right. Did your sister have any influence of you?
No, she didn't. I probably did everything but education when I was at UNA, and I was undecided there for a little bit, and I just kind of kept thinking about it, praying about it, and something just told me to try it. And I took one class, and I went actually into a school and got to work with, I think, preschoolers. And it was like God saying, this is what you're supposed to do. So it just kind of hit me in the face. And then it's been nice having Katie, she's been in it way longer than I've been in it. So she's always been there, to listen, to help guide me. But I love it.
All right. So what is your favorite childhood memory with your daddy?
There's so many. How does one pick one?
Well, you can tell more than one. That's the great part about talking here. You can.
I would say mine is, I remember it so vaguely. We were in the bathroom, and he loves gardening and like taking care of that outside, and he's always had a green thumb. And I think it was Katie.
Oh, I can't remember.
But I have a great memory. They don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Katie, because Katie is very dramatic. And my dad, he threw a frog on us
In the bathtub.
in the bathtub.
Oh.
And we were very little. And I just remember it, and we just, all went squirreling and screaming, but it was just always so fun and lighthearted like that growing up. Just always full of laughs, always full of what's going to happen today. But
Good. I think that's hilarious.
yeah. And we're girls, so we're like, oh,
And you probably had a bubble bath, so you couldn't just like see
exactly.
you couldn't see the frog.
Slipping and sliding and all things.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
You want to go?
Yeah.
I think a childhood memory that I think is just sweet, but also just funny to kind of think back, because most people, unless you're kind of my age or older, wouldn't remember this. But the big VCR like chunks, you make VHSs, you put on your shoulder, you put on a stand. I feel like that followed us our whole life. Through any event,
So he was a videographer.
He was a videographer, so especially Christmas morning, that thing's hooked up
Yes.
every minute, from when we're walking in to opening to everything in between. No cutting out anything. Hours long VHS. But it's just sweet and sentimental to look back on, and I think that just is a reminder, to us. Just anything we ever did, he's just so proud, just over the moon, and so that's just
I
kind
can
of
see
something I remember.
I can definitely see that.
I remember being younger and on Sundays getting home from church, and seriously, Mom or I, we would fight over who got to sleep next to him for our Sunday nap.
Okay.
We would take our Sunday nap
In the
together
chairs.
after church, after we'd had lunch.
So did
Yeah,
y'all
so
take advantage of the armrest there? And,
yeah, I know how to do that. Yeah,
I
One
definitely-
on either side.
yeah, special. Yeah.
Well, good deal. Yeah, you guys are you're closer in age than
Yeah.
Yes.
Katie is.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
All right.
Katie and I are 4 years apart, and then Molly and I are 3.
Okay.
And they're 7.
And then we're set. Okay.
All right. So, what's something your daddy did to? I'm sure he would never want to embarrass you in public at all. But what's something he? Because I know him too well. So,
Yeah.
is there something that you can remember that he's done to embarrass you in a funny way? And
Well, just in June, that first Friday, or I guess was that May, meeting people, he was like, "Yeah, this is Natalie. She's about to be 30." Like, at the end of the day, I don't care, but
Once you start hitting that age, you don't want it, brought up all the time.
Publicized.
but I know he's just proud. Like,
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't say embarrassed, but always scaring us. Like, we had, like, I remember him and my mom had, like, this big antique, like, furniture set, and it had, like, this big mirror, and it had a drawer at the very bottom, and when you pull it out, he would just have, like, mask after mask after mask, like Halloween masks. And he would just, like, randomly on a Tuesday put one on and just pop around the corner and, you know, scare us. And that was just always, like, our childhood, goofing off and just having fun. But then, you know, we'd always get him back, and it was just, yeah.
It got for him.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I had to tone it down a little bit.
Yes.
But I would say just always just goofing off. He would never he's never embarrassed me that I can remember.
Yeah.
But just always scaring us and just being a dad.
Typical dad.
I can imagine with having girls, you have to keep it light.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Well, I think the world of your daddy, and so what's something that your daddy's taught you in probably growing up through life, or even today, that has kind of stuck with you, and as a dad, and then something that just makes you proud of your dad? Anything?
Yeah.
Got something you can tell us about those?
I can go, or do you want to go?
Go ahead.
I think something my dad has always taught me is, and as I've gotten older, I've noticed this and appreciated this, I feel like even more, is that he is not scared to chase new dreams and chase, you know, new purposes, you know, in his life. I feel like we sometimes as humans and even adults, we kind of get in a career and kind of limit ourselves to we can only do that one thing, or, you know, that's all I went to school for, or that sort of thing. And I've just seen him, you know, get different degrees and even go to school and, you know, get a leadership ministry degree at, you know, I can't remember what age that was, but in his 50s, you know, that sort of thing, and just not stopping, you know, not just stopping because he's reached a certain age. And so just as I'm getting further and further in my career and, you know, mid-30s, you know, just that kind of life point where you're looking at things, that has just been something that I've taken to heart and just have been proud of for him, and then have learned that from him to just keep chasing, you know, dreams, and that there always can be a next purpose for myself.
Good deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, definitely, his service. Like, he's always willing to help people, willing to serve. I'm a very empathetic person, and I feel like I am very compassionate with people. And him and his career, like, having compassion is like
Yes.
part of the job. And
Yes.
I mean, he effortlessly, like, gives that off. So having a servant's heart for sure is.
That ties in great with what the direction that he's going
Right.
to do.
I mean,
here,
yeah.
so.
There's countless times like I'm running down to so and so's house to help their family with VA benefits, or figure this out, or so and so's in the hospital, I'm going up to visit, and you
Going
know,
above
just
and beyond.
always. Yes.
I have a funny to tie in with that. Just since she brought that up, I've kind of wanted to say this is we grew up and we just didn't think twice. Like, we just didn't blink that we had potty chairs in our garage, and he has Depends in his trunk,
Right.
and you know, just anything like that that maybe, you know, an elderly person needed, or a family, or he's, you know, connecting somebody with something else. So it's just kind of funny, you know, those things that we just learn from him naturally. You know?
Compassion.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say. Natalie stole mine. But his compassion, like, you know, I feel like everyone's always like, oh, they'd give you the shirt off their back. No, like, he genuinely would. Like, if it was the last dollar he had, he would give it, like, because there's just always, you know, putting other people first, loving them. What do you need? What, like, you know, what, not, it's not about him ever. And so, you know, just his big heart, like, that's just all we've ever known. And I hope, like, that, you know, we've inherited that from him.
Yeah.
You know, just to think about others, love people first, you know, and definitely, yeah. And I would say, like, listening, like, you know, you never know what someone's walking through, and he's taught us that, you know,
Meet them where they're at.
meet them where, like, their 50 might be their 100, you know, and so you're just meeting them where they are, loving them regardless, and, you know, what can we do to help?
Yeah.
So that's what I think just makes him to tide around the perfect candidate for District 5 because,
Absolutely.
you know, he's not just going to sit there and do what Thomas Spence wants to do.
I notice his servant's heart and how he's always, every time I see him for something, he's always serving in some
Yeah.
capacity. And so you said before about the servant's heart. Tell me how maybe the faith part of it ties into how he would be as a political person. I mean, where y'all want to say anything about that?
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I feel like all my friends or people, even like community that know my dad, we could be, you know, in a grocery store or out to eat or something, and I've had people come up and be like, "Are you Thomas Spence's daughter?" I'm like, "Yes," you know, and it's really known through that just reaching the community. And so he has found multiple outlets to do that, not only in his career, but it's really just a passion and just like a hobby almost of him to just do outreach. And so our church does have an outreach team, and so he has led that team, and that just looks like, you know, just serving God's people just kind of where they're at, whether it's been, you know, we've had storms, we need some cleanup crews, if we're doing Thanksgiving meals for families, if we're doing Giving Hope, which is a Christmas outreach, you know, giving kids Christmas gifts, just bringing people, you know, just together. And so I think, you know, that those are all great qualities and characteristics of just the man he is and who he is deep down, and how he would love his community and service people of District 5 in the same manner, and let that just lead with his heart, like I kind of mentioned earlier.
You know, it's hard when you've not been in any of something like that, where you've never been councilman or been in politics, and you know, everybody says the same thing. Everybody like, "Oh, I'm going to serve but
Right.
you know, what are you doing now?"
Right.
You know, and that's something with your daddy when he said he was running. I could definitely see that, because
Absolutely.
he's already doing that now. He's
Right.
already
You're
already
right.
serving, and
Yes.
always has that servant heart, and you know, your actions now speak louder than
Yeah.
your words do.
Absolutely.
And, so, anything that you girls, before we cut off here, is there anything that maybe that I spoke on that brought back a memory or something like that?
Yes, I was going to add, because, you know, he serves even outside of the church.
Yeah.
I teach kindergarten, like I had mentioned, and you know, we're always having parties and celebrating the little things and having fun, and he is always willing to be our delivery guy. And so he is always, I'm telling you, everyone, they love him.
I bet they do.
Front
Yes.
office knows them.
Yes, like he is a local at our school, and it's so funny because at first all my kids are like, "You have a dad?" I do. Yes, I have a dad and a mom. And you know, my mom and dad, they'll both come read to my class, and you know, I will do pizza parties and cupcakes and drinks,
So
and
cool.
Dress
he's
up if he
always
needs
the
to.
delivery guy, and he loves to bring them and just talk to the kids. And one of my favorite memories is last Halloween. So I'm expecting him to do it again in October. He dressed as a dinosaur for my
Okay.
children. He had a big blow up dinosaur outfit.
Do we have a picture of that?
I do.
Yeah, we do.
I'll
We'll
have
have
to
to
send it
insert
to
it.
you.
We'll insert it.
Yes, we'll insert it here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he delivered the pizzas, and it's so funny. It's like a T-Rex, and he had like little ones. He's walking down the hallway, and my kids just like, you would have thought I gave them
like
all the treasures in the world.
Sure.
Like they just love it, and he's just always ready, not just to serve the community, but to serve, you know, his children and our kids in the school systems. Like,
Had you brought him a frog yet?
no,
Yeah, no
frog. No frog.
Not yet.
No, but
I maybe just gave him an idea.
yeah,
So that's-
exactly. He cannot do that. But yeah, he,
But what if he could, right?
he would. But he is always serving our children in the school systems. Not, you know, he's just always going above and beyond.
Well, that's awesome.
I mean,
Ladies,
being the father of 3 girls,
Yeah.
you
you're
almost,
humbled really quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I,
That's good.
And that's something I can truly say. I mean, he is a humble man.
Yeah.
He is a humble, God-fearing man. So
Yeah.
he would be a great candidate.
Well, ladies, I can tell just from knowing you all and being around y'all that you were, you didn't really even have to say anything. Just
Yeah.
your presence and being here for your daddy just speaks in volumes by itself. Well, ladies, I appreciate you coming by, and I realize now why he wanted you all to be here, because you guys are a great reflection of him, and being that I know him and know you guys. And,
We are biased.
yes, you are biased,
Thank
as
you.
you should be, but
He's one of the best.
he definitely wanted to show off his better attributes that he has, and he's definitely proud of you girls. So,
We're proud of him.
Yes.
good deal. So thank you so much. I'm going to interview your daddy now.
All right.
And,
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
thank you. Well, Thomas, your daughters are amazing, and they just, if we had them by themselves just talking, and you not even say a word, your legacy is through the girls, or speaks for you,
Thank you.
as it is. So you've done a great job, and nothing better than a child that can speak highly of their parents. So, and
Thank
you've done a great job with that. So, so tell me a little bit about you, your family. Of course, you met your daughters, and you talk about you want to talk about your wife and how y'all met. Were you born here? Did you come?
No, I actually came here at in 1985.
Okay.
My wife is Karen. I give a lot of credit to her in raising our girls and us together as partners and making that happen.
How long you been married?
We've been married for 36 years.
Good deal.
We actually met at UNA.
Okay.
Actually worked at the very, very old Walmart that used to be in Florence. We actually both worked there, and went to school at UNA and met, and continued to date over the years, and then got married in 1989. And of course, again, I think what I said, we've been married for 36 years. She is my biggest cheerleader.
Good.
She is the one that's there. She's the quiet one. She's the introvert, which there's nothing wrong
Nope.
with that. And that's a very good compliment to me, because she knows, how to meet needs where I need those things answered
Good
and are done. So she compliments me well. So
Great. I know you've been out knocking doors and trying to meet as many people as possible. So
absolutely.
hopefully we can do the same thing here and kind of get to know who you are and
Yes.
a little about you. And I thought this would be a great way to get the people to know who Thomas is and ask. It's all about being relatable. And the girls spoke about it before. It's, your faith plays a big part in your role of what you do.
Yes.
And we go to church together. So, I'm in total transparency. We go to church together. And, but I've thought the world of you through church. And one thing that always stuck out to me about you was anytime there was something there that was going on that was extra, and you're always there. You always have that servant's heart. And that to me speaks more volumes than, the same thing that everybody says in politics of, you're going to change this. What are you doing now? That type of, you're wanting to change the world, but what are you doing now? And you live it by example. And I want to say thank you. So you said that you came here from UNA. You and your wife got together and got married. So what do you do now for an occupation? What's your day job? What do you do?
Actually, I'm a community educator for Affinity Hospice.
Okay.
And the big part of my job is being able to educate and talk to families and have what we call goals of care conversations with them regarding hospice, with either the individual who is maybe going on hospice services, or even the family or loved ones that are surrounding them. That's the most rewarding part of what I do on my job, is being able to do that.
Okay, so tell us about your education, because I know you said you went to UNA. So tell us what you got from.
I received my undergraduate in social work from University of North Alabama. Also, I received my master's from the University of Alabama, and I also obtained a pastoral ministry certificate from Highlands College.
Very good.
Yes.
You know, the one thing, the reason I asked you to do this is I felt like I had a platform to be able to let people know who you are and be able to see who you are, because, you know, being a city councilman, pretty much being in any politics, everybody says the same thing. We're gonna, you know, promise the moon, but you know, in reality, you're one cog in the wheel, and
That's right.
You help your district and vote to help what you feel would be best for your constituents. So, and I think basically just being a servant to your district, and you're doing that now already through church and through work and through your personal life. I think the girls spoke on that, some of the stuff that you've done, and so I think for qualifications, I think you got it. I think you got you're a good listener, and I think the people of Florence would be great to be able to have you as part of the team there. And
Thank you.
And so who's all doing runoffs? You, District 5. Is there anybody else that's going to be on the ballot?
There's not.
Okay, so
There is a District 4 in the city schools. City school system.
So just those
for
two.
the board there.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the big thing is everybody still needs to come out and vote, and I think we had which is in this day and age is very disheartening to me as somebody who votes. Everybody has an opinion, but nobody wants to go vote. We had North Alabama on average had 8% of the population vote in this past election, which is, I think, if you're going to speak about your politicians, you need to at least put your vote in. And so not only did you, I think that's probably what drew you into going into politics, was making a difference. We talked about that
Yes.
before. And
Yes.
so tell us why you're running for District 5 and what drew you to it and what you hope to accomplish District
Yes.
5.
I was in the runoff last time 5 years ago, and just really learned more about District 5 and the city of Florence, and just wanted to, to step back into the race and everything, and just run again and represent District 5 in this. And I really feel that the district needs representation for someone who's going to listen, who's going to communicate back and forth to them and make them aware of what's going on in District 5 and the city. I really feel that's important, in keeping them engaged, keeping them educated of what's going on. I think that's important through, either community meetings, through any form of social media platforms, or even through a newsletter. Those are some things that I would hope to accomplish when elected. I've seen things and I've had conversations with people and knocking on doors that would like to see different changes, whether it's blighted property, whether it's taxpayers' money, or it's the infrastructure. That's very important to people. And I think those are things that we have to look at and look at closely. And I think that's something that, I'm hearing more and more each day as I continue to still knock on doors, and, and people showing me infrastructure issues in their own community, in District 5, in their backyards, or whatever. So I think those are things that we have to take action with and look at, for these people, for the citizens. To me, that's very important. I think generations are very important to me. We are very blessed. My wife and I are very blessed that our 3 daughters were able to return here and get good jobs. But I think another thing is, in hearing in conversations, that's what people are wanting for their kids, for their grandkids, or whoever. And I would like to be a part of something when I'm long gone, whenever, that I was a part of something that was able to make that happen, or have conversations with right people who makes that happen. City council cannot do that, but they can work alongside a mayor.
Exactly.
They can work alongside other parts of the government, CETA or Chamber of Commerce or whatever it may be, to enlighten people about Florence, the beauty of Florence, the music behind Florence, everything that Florence is about, so that the generations of kids can return. And I'll tell you this, I've had the opportunity to sit down with an 80-plus-year-old woman, and I will not say her name, but I had lunch with her. She prepared lunch for me.
Wow.
And I was able to sit down with her and just hear her background, her history of Florence, and what a historian she was, and what she would like to continue to see Florence thrive with. And to me, that's important. And when I go from having lunch with her to the very next day, I have coffee with a 20-year-old who inspires to be on the city council one day, who inspires to be the mayor of Florence one day, who does not even want to move away from Florence. He loves Florence that much. So I really feel that is an attribute. I really feel that that's something we have to look at as our generations, from older to younger, and letting our community thrive on input, on listening. I think that's a quality of mine. I really feel that I'm going to take and listen to the constituents and know how to report back to them, making sure something is accomplished that they have asked for.
So you spoke about being a good listener. So what's the best way for people to reach out to you and get in touch with you if they have any questions?
Yes.
I know you have your Facebook page, but
Right.
but go ahead and tell what the best way that they'll reach out to you.
Well, right now, I have had my phone number posted, 256-710-1155.
Okay.
People have reached out to me. They have texted me, and I also have an email, and it's Thomas Spence, and that's spence.d5@gmail.com.
Okay.
I've received a lot of emails and responding back to people in a timely manner, and I think that's the big thing that I've heard in my campaign is people communicating back to them, whether it be via phone, whether it be via text, email, Facebook, or anything, Messenger, anything like that. I've had a lot of opportunities to sit down with people over coffee and lunch. That's very important to me. I'm a one-on-one person. I believe in that. I really feel people see transparency, see accountability
Exactly.
when you're able to sit down with people and have those conversations. To me, that's very important. And I will continue to do that.
Well, it shows here that you wanting to do this as so people could get to know you, and you want to meet as many people as possible, and
Right.
and in your district, and just get to know who you are. So I'm glad that it goes a long way that you wanted to come on and do this with me, to be able to let people know who you are, and I think that's
Thank you.
that's a great thing. So, well, Thomas, appreciate you, and good luck to you. And anything else that you'd like to say before we sign off here?
I would like to thank everyone really for the prayers. My faith is important to me, and I've had a lot of texts. I've had pastors, I've had people to reach out to me and say they're praying for me, and I'm grateful for that. And I ask for the continued prayers, whether I win or lose. That's important to me. My faith plays a big part in my life, in the direction and the path and my purpose. So I would like the opportunity to be able to represent District 5 in our city in the runoff once it's completed.
Well, Thomas, thank you so much for spending the time with me, and
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we get the word out about who you are as a person. So thank you
I
again.
appreciate that.
You bet.
Thank you. Thanks, Jeremy.
You bet.